Mabuhay! Ako po si Catriona Gray, ang inyong NCCA Arts Ambassador. Inaanyayahan kayong manood at tumutok dito sa Padayon The NCCA Hours. Halina't ma-inspire sa mga kwento ng pag-asa, makisaya sa kwentuhang puno ng kaalaman, at matuto sa ating sining at kultura. At para laging updated sa mga kaganapang pangkultura, bisitahin, i-like, sundan at mag-subscribe sa Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter account at YouTube channel ng National Commission for Culture and the Arts sa @NCCA Official. Muli, ito po si Catriona Gray. Padayon na! Sulong na!
Ang mga opinyon, kuro-kuro at pananaw na ipapahayag ng mga panauhin at mga tagapagdaloy ay hindi sa programa, sa pamunuan o ng ahensyang ito.
Tamang kaalaman tungo sa malayang kaisipan. Ako po si Ferdy Isleta.
Ang kultura ay susi sa kadakilaan. Ako po si Annie Luis.
Isang oras lang ang kailangan. Ako po si Renena Peñas. Ito ang
Padayon The NCCA Hour. Sulong na!
Padayon The NCCA Hour.
Sulong na!
Maraming mga makasaysayang kaganapan ang pinagdiriwang natin ngayong taon. Kabilang na nga dito ang 2021 Quincentennial Commemorations ng Labanan sa Mactan.
At isa marahil sa bantayog ng makasaysayang tagumpay sa labanang ito ay si Lapu-Lapu. Ngunit gaano nga ba natin kakilala si Lapu-Lapu bukod sa pagiging matapang na lider at mandirigma?
Alamin natin yan sa isang natatanging art exhibit na 10 years daw in the making. At sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon ay masisilayan ng ating mga kapadayon. Hatid ng visual historian at Father Imaginative Figurism mula sa bayang makasining Angono Rizal, ating bisitahin si Ginoong Nemesio Miranda Jr. o mas kilala bilang si Miranda sa kanyang exhibit na Imaging Lapulapu. Kaya naman tutok lamang mga kapadayon dahil mas marami pang inspiring na kwento ang aabangan at iba't ibang imahe ng kagalingan sa sining ang matutunghayan. Dito lamang sa
Padayon!
Nagkakaisang mga lahi patungo sa mga pangarap na minimiti. Tuloy-tuloy ang mga proyekto, sama-sama sa Kongreso. Asenso ng Talakenyo, asenso ng Pilipino. Halina, sila yan ang matatanging ang ganda.
honorable members of Congress, to Sir Nemesio Miranda Jr., to other guests, good afternoon. Before we go on another strict lockdown, coming together for this special project is truly a balm for our souls. Art, history, culture, and community, all these blend into a beautiful tapestry. Today, as we celebrate the quincentennial of the victory at Mactan. Among the highlights of the quincentennial or 500 years commemoration, the victory of Lapu-Lapu at Mactan Shrine shines as an example of Filipino valor. This collection on Lapu-Lapu is particularly interesting as it chronicles how we look back on these events 500 years ago with modern eyes. Now, we see and appreciate a hero who was human, a father, a worker, a warrior, who was fierce but tender, spiritual but savage, and fearless in defense of his tribe. On the other hand, we are also reminded of how Christianity arrived on our shores. All these contribute to who we are today. Art is a way of preserving our cultural memory as a people. Thank you to the Congressional Spouses Foundation Incorporated for spearheading this activity to raise funds for your Inday Sari Sari Store initiative. 200 beneficiaries of your Sari Sari Store showcase will translate into 200 empowered families all over the country who will be blessed to contribute to their community and local economy. Congratulations and mabuhay sa CSFI. Thank you.
So just to give you a background, the CSFI, it's the Congressional Spouses Federation, Inc. So this was established last 1988 under Cecil Mitra, the spouse of Speaker Ramon Mitra before, in the 8th Congress. So since then, we've been continuing this non-profit organization. So this organization aims to complement and support the legislative and public service mandate of the congressmen, no, in our districts through social-civic projects. So we are known to help out in our districts through this project. So different projects, we already had different projects under the different presidents. So usually it's the wife of the speaker who is automatically the president of the congressional spouses. But like sometimes, like in the case of Speaker Belmonte before, wala na siyang wife, so it was Mayor Joy Belmonte who was our president. So we are composed, the CSFI is composed of the spouses or immediate family members of the congressional spouses. So we had different projects already, like livelihood projects, we had scholarship projects, and then the beautification of Congress. And then so now, under the leadership of Speaker Lord Velasco and his wife, Wen Velasco, who is our president and chairperson, her legacy project is the giving of 100 sari-sari stores all over the Philippines to help those who were badly hit by this pandemic.
Pakaganda naman na nagawa to ng CSFI knowing na with this pandemic, nakapag-fundraise sila. I've heard from CSFI that they're trying to raise funds for the sari-sari store na it's a nationwide project kasi na mabigyan ng sari-sari store yung mga nawalan ng trabaho during this pandemic.
So yung mga nawalan ng trabaho, na-displaced na mga families, yun yung mga priorities namin. So to help them get back on their feet, we are spearheading this project to give them sari-sari stores in their within their houses. So we usually have fundraisers to be able to fund these projects. So this pandemic, it has been a big challenge for us to come up with fundraisers since it's such a challenge to get people together and to raise funds since the whole country, everyone is also trying to help each other. So nahihirapan kami, but of course we have to adapt, no? So this is one way this art exhibit, art appreciation, to still go on with fundraising, to be able to fund these projects. So this is actually our first fundraising project this pandemic. So to be able to do this, we have to adapt. So now we go through the online viewing and through social media and websites to be able to still go through with this fundraising project. So through this, we hope that this art appreciation with our famous artist, Nemesio Miranda, we hope that the congressional spouses as well as everyone else will support this and purchase from our this project, so we will be able to still continue with the projects that we aim to achieve this Congress.
Well, I'd first like to congratulate the Speaker and particularly the Congressional Spouses Foundation Incorporated for sponsoring this exhibit of Miranda. No? As we can see here, it's a very, very relevant artist because the depiction of historical events ring very, very loudly in the hearts and minds of those who view it. No? Well, under the auspices of the Congressional Spouses Foundations Incorporated, they're very effective in raising funding support through their charitable initiatives. So we're confident that they may actually gain enough substantial support for these initiatives as we speak.
In other ways rin, sa mga tulong na pwedeng ibigay through the mga funding ng government agency, kami na rin yung naghahanap na they can access all this other funding na especially sa bayanihan to noon na habol namin na nabigyan din po sila. Yes, to my constituents in Ilocos Sur, what I always tell them on a weekly basis na sana naman maintindihan nila na all these lockdowns is for all their safety. So if they can stay at home, then it's better. And then to always do the safety protocols, wearing a face mask, face shield, nandun din. And then the national government will always be here to assist them. And then in my own way rin, minsan if I is able to manage mga donations, then tuloy-tuloy rin naman na meron kaming napapaikot doon sa Ilocos Sur.
Well, lahat po, alam natin mahirap itong situasyon natin, pero sa kalusugan po at sa safety po ng lahat ng taong bayan, hikayin na lang natin po itong mga measures, although malaking sakripisyo, safety of the lives and the well-being of the Filipinos are the most primordial concern at this time.
Well, siguro I can start when I was 4 years old. Talagang passion ko na yung gumuhit, mag-drawing. And ang comics ang aking unang influence. Kasi nung araw, mga time in Angono, wala pa kaming television, very rare ang may radio. So ang pastime ng tao is magbasa ng comics after afternoon. Yung mga nila, pagkatapos ng trabaho sa umaga, basa ng comics. Yung kapitbahay namin nagpaparenta ng comics. So ako naman libreng magbuklat kasi hindi naman ako marunong magbasa. So titingnan ko lang yung illustration. And one thing that attracts me is the illustration of Francisco Coching, who is now a national artist today. No? So gusto ko yung mga dibuho. Pag uwi ko ng bahay, kuha ko ng uling, yun ang ginagamit kong pang-drawing sa amin dinding. Kasi wala pa akong lapis at papel. Hindi pa ako nag-aaral. So that was the start of it, no? But eventually, during my elementary, high school, mas attentive ako sa history, sa Philippine history. So when I grew up and when I finished college, laging ang aking mga painting are depicting the Philippine culture, Philippine tradition. So doon pumupoko sa kasaysayan ng ating lahing Filipino. So naging very vocal ako doon sa lalo na sa mga alamat, no? And if you will see my gallery, Miranda Art House, makikita mong ito ay gallery ng mga alamat, no? Marami akong mga sculptural works of mga mythology, ng Philippine mythology. So it was in 1974 when I had a big break. I was commissioned to do the mural history of the Philippine Army. And it's huge. It's 175 meters long by 2 meters. Where the history always start with Lapu-Lapu. Well, we are 10 in the family, and ako lang yung napunta sa art, no, sa visual art. But then my aking mga magulang ay more into music, no. Lucio San Pedro is my uncle, no? Is national artist for music, no. So sa Angono, yung mga angka namin ang nagsimula ng mga unang banda ng musiko sa Angono. So naka-align sila sa visual art, no. So ako lang yung in my time, ako lang yung visual art, no. Kasi mahilig ako mag-drawing ng tao. Even before I was into yung influence of comics, talagang bata pa lang ako, drawing ng drawing ng tao, no? But then yung comics ang nagbigay sa akin na mas malawak na expression ng human form, no? So doon ako masyadong overwhelmed na paano ko po-portray ang human form. So kailangan expressive siya, kailangan yung movement niya nagbibigay ng feeling. So kaya na-develop sa akin yung philosophy of imaginative figurism. Yung imaginative figurism is drawing human form from pure imagination. So hindi ako na-develop from copying photographs. Yung perception, yung aking na-absorb dun sa comics, yun yung nire-recreate ko sa aking canvas or sa whatever space na meron akong pinagagawaan. Doon na-develop yung philosophy of imaginative figurism. The ability to draw from pure imagination. Kasi I'm always looking for movement, for action. Hindi ako stagnant na, some artists, pag naka-discover na sila ng isang estilo at nag-click yung estilo nila na gano'n, doon na lang sila, ulit-ulit na lang, no? They stick to one form of artwork. Ang problema sa akin, madali akong magsawa. Pag paulit-ulit yung ginagawa ko, I feel bored. So, yung nangyayaring kasaysayan sa ating bansa ay naging daan para sa akin na gumawa ng iba't ibang istorya based dun sa, kumbaga sa this is my lifetime, ito yung panahon ko, ito yung mga nangyaring kasaysayan. So, kaya lang yung people power, yung EDSA 1, EDSA 2, so naigawa ko ng series of paintings lahat yan. Basta bumubuo ako ng isang istorya na talagang isang taon yan, doon ako po-focus para makumpleto ko yung isang istorya. Well, kokonti kasi yung na-research natin na kasaysayan ni Lapu-Lapu. It was only Antonio Pigafetta who made a very brief chronicles of Lapu-Lapu. But then we are celebrating 500 years of victory of Mactan. And all we know is the Battle of Mactan. So I have to recreate a Lapu-Lapu that will sting in the mind of especially our young people that Lapu-Lapu is not just a warrior. He's also a human being. He also is an ordinary person. Like us, naging bata tayo, nag-aral tayo, nagsumikap tayo, natuto tayo ng iba't ibang skills. naging leader tayo. Naging politicians maybe, but then the most important thing, he was a good leader. So ang masasabi kong highlight dito is, of course, the victory at Mactan. That will start from there, and it will move up to the present. No? Makikita dito sa mga exhibit na ito, iba't ibang eksena ng naging buhay ni Lapu-Lapu. No? Maikwento ko pa, isa pang istoryang ginawa ko, itong history ng Philippine Legislative. I was asked to design the study for this legislative Congress of the history of our Philippine Legislative. And kaya ako sinama kasi ang start pa rin is the Battle of Mactan. That's a question that is always asked on me. No? Wala akong paborito sa mga painting. Sabi ko, lahat ng ginagawa ko, I'm trying to outdo the last. No? So the last will always be the best of my work. So palaging ganun yung aking pananaw, no? So kaya hindi ko masabi yung talagang favorite. Habang ginagawa ko isang artwork, ay ang full yung aking emotions, yung aking feelings ay nakapokus doon sa aking subject. Pinatawag ako ng region na office ng DOT in Southern Leyte to research on in preparation for the 500 years to create and design a monument of the first mass in Limasawa, the landing of Magellan in Homonhon, no? And the first cross also in Limasawa. And I talked to the mayors of these two towns and work on the study of that. It took me a lot of time to research and do the study. I have the study, it's all complete, but it did not materialize. I don't know, but probably with the lack of, connectivity and effort from the LGU and our, probably the budget constraint, these are the two things that I see. But all of those things have started in 2011. So kaya sabi ko diyan, this series of research that I did, kailangan tapusin ko ito. To do my own initiative, to do my own artwork that to one day, maybe during its celebration, I can showcase all these things that I have prepared for the last 10 years. Well, these are mga sculptural works and paintings, mostly all about Lapu-Lapu. But then, since we're also celebrating 500 years of patriotism, I included some paintings that depicts patriotic activity of our soldiers, especially during the time of Marawi siege. I did a series of that painting of Marawi during in 2017, and I had a way to travel it to different parts of the country in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and Metro Manila. No? So I have that series. It's still with me, and I was wishing that this series of paintings, it's a story of the life of our soldiers, no, during that Marawi siege, that it could be exhibited and have a home in a museum in Marawi. If that dream will come true, because they said they would like to do a museum in Marawi. So I was thinking that maybe this painting series could have and find a home. Well, every thing that is happening in our country is a learning process, no? sabi nga natin art is a continuous research and finding a new way to express yourself, no? So laging ganon, laging naghahanap ka ng bago sa iyong pag-express ng iyong sining, no? I am not an artist who is contented with kumbaga sa naging sellable ko sa isang bagay, doon ka na lang. No, hindi ako ganon. I have to always discover and find ways to change my subject. Kasi I've been abroad, no? And many times I'm doing exhibit abroad, and many times I've been talking and meeting our OFW in other countries. And you see, they will tell you a lot of stories of struggles and successes, no? But in the end, they will be talking about loneliness because they are far from their family. Minsan sabihin nila na kumikita nga kami dito pero parang hindi equitable doon sa malayo ka sa pamilya mo, hindi mo nakita lumaki yung anak mo, yung mga ganon. But the truth of all these things, they are contributing to the economic welfare also of our country. I was looking for a venue where I can showcase. Of course, ang una kong was thinking was the the Mega Mall, the art center in Mega Mall, where there will be a lot of audience that can see this work. But since the time of the pandemic, it becomes really next to impossible to get audience on that. No, I talked to Miss Amy on this. Can you help me out on how all these works that I have to be showcased in a place where we can get more audience and we can get more attention on our government, that I am one with them in to celebrate our 500 years of victory of Mactan, Battle of Mactan. So, Gallery 9, we are very close, because Gallery 9 before Gallery 9 was there, it was my gallery who was there at Mega Mall. We had a gallery there for 10 years also, from 1994 to 2004, until we gave it up and Gallery 9 took over. Well, for the last 45 or 46 years, I'm one of the co-founder of the known Angono Ateliers Association. It's the first art organization in the province of Rizal. And it took 6 years after the death of our national artist, Botong Francisco. So we thought of giving tribute to Botong because he is one of the national hero and from Angono. So it was that time in 1975 when we always celebrate every year the birth of Botong in November 4 until the time of our festival, of Bluebell Festival in November 23, that we always hold exhibit in the town plaza of Angono. But our organizations try to rebuild again the art community. So we had this annual art competition for the children and art workshop for our mga artists, because we have just a handful of school artists or graduate artists ng fine arts. Most of other artists are self-taught artists. So we need also to train to give workshop also. So for the last 45 years, it's been my commitment as an artist and as a cultural worker of Angono. And for that 46 years, we have recreated the town of Angono as an artist community, an artist village, and now known as the art capital of the Philippines. It has changed a lot from the time during our time, no? Kasi we are more in the mga artists of my age, no, are more of traditional. When we say traditional, we are not we do not learn our art from digital art, from computer art, no. So it's totally different now. The art of the artists of today and the artists of yesteryears, totally magkaiba. My legacy is, leaving something for our community that we will continue. No, the art that I have started in Angono, because I was the one who started concrete sculpture in Angono. I think the best legacy I did was this. If you go to Angono, you will see relief sculptures all around the streets of Angono. And I was the one who started that in 1970. Well, okay, I was also a former head of the Visual Art Committee of the NCCA, and we went around the country to promote the NCCA programs, no? And I believe that this kind of exhibit, especially we are celebrating 500 years of our yung victory of Mactan. I would like to think that this only happens once in our lifetime, celebrating this 500 years. And on my part, I will leave a legacy that this happened. This exhibit at Congress happened. And I believe that a lot of Filipinos will probably have to rethink again to value the roots of the Filipino roots, the value of being wanting to be independent country. Padayon!
I'm Patrick Anchinges, drummer ng EV tsaka ng iba pang mga banda. Ang laki ng in-adjust. Isipin mo, kailangan ko bumili ng equipments. Ito, tinan mo, kompleto ako dito sa bahay ngayon. Dahil sa pandemic yan. May mga naiwan kaming guesting. Isipin mo, bago mag-pandemic, may naka-ready kaming i-release. So, lahat ng guesting namin naging online. Ako, syempre, drummer ako. Paano yun? Sa ngayon, sa pandemic talaga, kailangan may rig ka talaga pang recording sa bahay. Tsaka ito pa yun, yung adjustment na wala akong alam sa music production nun. Talagang pinag-aralan ko siya. Kalahating taon ko yatang inaral na paunti-unti lang naman. Online selling ng mga tinitinda rin namin sa Tiangge din talaga. Ayun, nung nag-pandemic, kasi napilitan kaming magkaroon ng opisina dahil dun. Parang hindi nasa bahay lahat ng transactions. Di ba nauso nga yung yung mga online dahil nga bawal talaga lumabas literal. Yun yung nag-survive sa amin nun. Pero ngayon kasi bukas ng Tiangge, kaya di natin alam pag nag-lockdown ulit, baka mamaya mag-search na naman. Di ko ma-imagine na titigil ako eh. So, parang kaya ako rin binuo tong studio na to. Nag-aaral din ako ng production kasi gusto kong tumulong dun sa iba. Gusto ko rin naman gamitin yung influence ko dun sa pagtugtog eh. Masarap din mag-inspire ng ibang tao eh. Masasabi ko lang sa kanila lahat ng musicians ngayon, kapit lang, babalik din tayo. Pero sure yan, pag bumalik, maganda na kayo. Uminom kayo ng maraming energy drink. Yun lang yan, hintayin lang natin. Gawa lang ng gawa. Hanggat buhay ka. Hanggat di ka pa nagkaka-COVID. Para maka-inspire din ng iba. Kasi mahirap yung ikaw lang yung masakit.
Maayong adlaw sa inyong tanan, sa ating cultural workers and artists at sa ating mga taga-subaybay dito sa Padayon The NCCA Hour. Ako po si Al Ryan Alejandre, ang Executive Director ng NCCA. Ginugunitan natin ngayong taon ang ilang makasaysayang kaganapan sa ating bayan. Isa na rito ang Quincentennial Celebration ng Victory at Mactan o ang tagumpay ng labanan sa pagitan ni Lapu-Lapu at ng dayuhang si Ferdinand Magellan. Pero bukod sa labanang ito, gaano nga ba natin
kakilala si Lapu-Lapu. At sa paglipas ng panahon, bakit nga ba mahalagang ipagpatuloy ang pagsagot sa tanong na ito? Kung ikukumpara natin si Lapu-Lapu sa ibang mga makabayan tulad nila Dr. Jose Rizal at Andres Bonifacio, makikitang hindi ang buong bayan ang ipinagtatanggol ni Lapu-Lapu nang lumaban siya laban kina Magellan, bagkos ang kanyang nasasakupan lamang. Tama naman dahil noong mga panahong ito ay wala pang konsepto ng iisang bansa, ng iisang Pilipinas. Ngunit nananatili siyang isang magiting na Pilipino dahil naging simbolo siya ng katapangan at pagmamahal sa bayan. Mga katangiang pumukaw sa damdamin ng mga sumunod na mga makabayan at katangiang napapanahon pa rin hanggang ngayon. Kaya naman, mahalaga pa rin si Lapu-Lapu sa modernong panahon. Ang lahat ng imahen o istorya sa kanya ay dapat pangalagaan dahil sa mga ito nabubuhay ang mga pagpapahalaga o values na sumasalamin sa ating pagiging Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat muli, Ginoong Miranda, at congratulations sa inyong matagumpay na exhibit na Imaging Lapulapu.
Siguradong madaming napulot na aral at bagong pagtingin ng ating mga kapadayon tungkol kay Lapu-Lapu. Para laging updated sa mga kaganapang pangkultura, bisitahin, i-like, sundan at mag-subscribe sa Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter account at YouTube channel ng National Commission for Culture and the Arts sa @NCCA Official. Maraming salamat sa pagtutok sa aming programang nagbibigay ng kaalaman.
Sa programa nagbibigay ng kasiyahan.
At sa programang nagbibigay ng inspirasyon. Ito ang
Padayon The NCCA Hour. Sulong na!
Padayon.